Cottonwood?
Yeah, Cottonwood.
I was running from the mouth. See, we put in at the mouth of Erie, and I was running to the north end of St. Clair.
Really?
So I had to run all the way up the river and then all the way across St. Clair.
When was this?
2 weeks ago.
Yeah, something like that.
Nice. And you said you placed 12 in it? 12 in
Yeah.
it? What tournament was that?
The MLF Tackle Warehouse Invitational one on Detroit River.
Nice. So we got a star with us.
Hey, I beat Wheeler 2 times in a row.
Dang.
I'm 2-0 against Wheeler.
Dang. Not many people can say that. I'll tell you what, when we get him on, we'll see what he has to say about it. We'll let y'all go back and forth.
Wheeler's coming?
Yeah, he's coming.
When's he coming?
I don't know. It'll be sooner rather than later.
Yeah, he's been fishing at his little private pond.
Y'all are going to have to let me know. I'm going to have to eliminate a little competition while he's in town.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah, that's some good stuff. All right, y'all, thank you so much for coming on. We are live. Y'all go ahead and introduce yourselves.
I'm Colby Dark. I fish the MLF Tackle Warehouse Invitationals. I'm 19 and from West Monroe.
Nice, awesome.
I'm Gage Strubin, 19, and I'm from West Monroe.
Awesome. Point the black part of that mic towards you just a little bit. You can articulate it like this. Yeah, just grab the back of the mic and point it towards you. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, perfect. You want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, I'm Michael with Spotted Dog.
He said, I don't need an introduction. I am the man.
That is the man.
That is the man.
Myth, the legend.
Yeah.
But,
y'all been fishing together some, and y'all have caught some studs.
When this a month and a half ago, probably now.
Yes,
and then
sir.
the rain decided to run us off. But
Yeah. Y'all saw some even bigger ones on there too,
saw
didn't you?
quite a few.
Saw some hogs.
You gonna drop me those waypoints? That's really what I need.
We can do a little bargaining for them waypoints.
I say, is that what it is?
That's
I got to book a guided trip with you.
You ain't got to do that. I'll drop you the waypoints.
I couldn't catch them anyways. You're good. You're probably the youngest guide in this area that's catching the quality fish and as big of fish. I mean, I know you don't. We can all joke and play, and you probably don't want to just toot your own horn. But do you know anybody else that's 19 years old that's guiding full time that's catching as big a fish as you are on the regular?
No, sir.
Do you?
Yeah, no, I don't. Not that I'm aware of. So.
No, and 19 to be able to go and do as good as you are on the MLF, that's pretty strong.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to getting better.
Yeah. Well, that's good. That's a good attitude to
I
have.
try and get better every day.
Yeah.
I know the last 2 tournaments up north, you done pretty well in those, but overall, how did the season go?
I finished 20th in points.
Okay.
So it was really good. My mom and dad, when we were sitting down in a Mexican restaurant in Detroit, they kind of just started being a little different. And then they told me that they couldn't believe that I finished that high. They said they were just hoping I'd finish top 75 so that I could re-qualify for next year.
Thanks, Mom and Dad.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, dang, y'all really doubted me hard, didn't
Dang,
y'all?
did you make them buy your burritos that night? Make them buy the fajitas?
Oh, yeah.
You should have. For that kind of doubt. Dang.
We bought the place out of margaritas.
Yeah, we're going to hold off being 19 years old. All right, Gabe, we'll kick it off to you. So you just taught him how to fish is what I understood prior to this conversation. Is you kind of taught him what he knows, and everything from duck hunting to fishing. It's on you, isn't it?
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
He's been my mentor since about, when was that, 1991 we first met?
Both of y'all weren't even thought of in 1991.
No, definitely not me.
Gage, so how old are you?
19.
Nice. So you're both 19. Did you go to school together?
We went to 2 different schools. We fished the same high school trail.
Okay.
We were rivals that became best friends.
Nice. That's always fun. You know the best and the worst out of each other.
The perfect love story.
Perfect love story. Well, y'all caught a pretty big bag. I want to start off talking about that. Check that out up there on the TV, son. So tell me a little bit about that.
Gage, you can start this off.
Well, the day before we had a pretty good day.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
We had 37 pounds or something.
Which is stupid.
Yeah, I mean, that's still a bigger bag than a lot of people ever get to catch.
Oh, absolutely.
And we were like, we're just going to go back tomorrow. Might as well see if we can catch them again. And we brought his camera guy with us because, I mean, even a 37-pound bag to have on camera is a really good day.
I do want to take a pause. My cameraman showed up in a pair of sweatpants and a hoodie, and it was like 25 degrees.
Yeah, it was really cold.
Me and him were wondering how he was still alive.
He toughed it out, though. I give him that.
Yeah, man, you got the Sitka on.
Yeah, I was still cold.
Yeah, it looks like you have waders. That looks like Shattergrass waders on the bottom.
Dude, I had 2 pairs of banded wool fleece pants and some Sitka bibs on underneath that. It was freezing cold.
Yeah. So what did that bag end up weighing?
We don't know.
It was 49 and some change on one scale and then like 51 on another. So somewhere around there.
Just call it 50.
Yeah, we kind of just met it in the middle and said it was 50.
I mean, you can call it 49 and you're still doing something that, that very, very few people have done. Good Lord. What'd the biggest one weigh out of that?
1329.
Yeah, it's 13 something.
Jeez.
She was a big old one.
Yeah. You may have said a while ago and I missed it, but was it December or January?
December 23rd.
Oh, right there. Talking about early Christmas. Yep. Man, that was this past year?
Yes.
That's the kind of trip I'm trying to go on.
I already got a date booked.
Do you?
He sure does.
That's the best time to go to catch big ones is everybody's hunting. You got the lake to yourself.
That's what I used to. This year was the first year I'd ever been fishing between November and January. And we did that. I don't think I'll ever go hunting again. I'm kidding. But there's
a place for it all.
No doubt.
That's a nasty looking day. You look at the clouds on top and there's no shadows anywhere. It's a strong, overcast, wintry day.
Dude, it got windy and it got real cold when that wind kicked up.
Yeah.
And out there on Caney in the middle of that sun, I mean, I don't know where y'all were, but
it was dead middle of the lake.
Yeah. So I'm sure those waves were beating y'all to death.
Oh yeah.
We were bouncing around, I'll say.
Will you say how y'all caught them or any kind of techniques or anything like that?
Caught them on a 10XD and 31 foot.
Yeah.
Dang.
Bunch of chunking and winding.
Had to throw it on 8 and 10 pound test to get it down there.
Really?
Yeah.
Dude, how many crankbaits do you think we slung off that day? They were just biting so good we'd sling one off and then forget about it. We'd retie another one and forget about it. And there's probably 10XDs floating all around Caney from us.
I'm sure somebody picked them up. Maybe along the bank. Oh,
Yeah,
brim
I'm
fishing.
sure.
Somebody out there brim fishing picked them up.
How
probably.
many do you think we slung off that day?
More than I wanted to.
Yeah, too many.
Well, I got a solution for y'all for that. SpottedDogSportingGoods.com. You can buy all the 8, 10XDs you want. They got them.
I will definitely be looking into them.
Yeah, that's awesome. So did you catch those on live scope? Were you able to go and see them, or is it just blind casting and retrieving?
We saw them on live scope, but we didn't really catch those with live scope.
So you wasn't targeting them.
Not those.
Yeah.
Gage thought they were carp.
I did. I thought they were carp because they all looked so big on like side imaging and
talking
stuff.
about those 5 or just the fish in general?
Just the school that
There
they
was
were
about
in.
5,000 of them down there. And they were all, dude, what was the smallest one we caught out of that school? Not on the, I'm not going to say down, but not the smallest out of that school.
Probably like a 6 something.
Really?
And we caught
A bunch.
Yeah, we probably caught 25 fish out of that one school.
Yeah, it was unbelievable. It was unbelievable. Gage didn't even stand up for the first cast. He told me it was nothing but carp whenever we idled past him. And dude, there was just so many big ones in that area. It was like, I'm gonna throw a cast in there, see what happens. I throw out there, launch that sucker like 160, 170 foot. And I'm like, dude, what are you going to do if I catch like a 15 pounder? He says, it's going to be a carp.
And then I think that's literally like second cast he caught a 13. And I was like,
Really?
well, maybe they're not carp.
Yeah.
And then
it was just bang, 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 bang.
it was fast as you could get it in there and get it down to them, you were getting a bite.
Where will you be December 31st or 23rd this year? Back on
Caney.
Caney.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know where it will be the 29th.
Yep.
You'll be catching a Caney trip, then right on over to the Mississippi River.
That's right, go hunting.
Dang. Watch it. I'm going to speak into existence right now. You're going to go and you're going to catch you at least one over 10, at least. and then you're gonna kill you about a 150 or 160 over on the river.
That'd be nice.
You really doubting me that much? He's going to catch 10 over 10 and 1 over 20.
If there was a BS meter, it would be blazing. I'd be hitting it right now. I don't even know what all those buttons would do, but I'd be hitting it and it would do one. So what I want to just ask y'all. So y'all got started into fishing. I mean, you're both 19, so it's not like you're just grown, but you're not wet behind the ears either. But y'all, for the most part, have been fishing with modern electronics. Would you say so? Like live scope has been a part of y'all's fishing career, so to speak, a majority of the time?
In the past, probably 3 to 4 years, yeah.
Every fish that I've caught over the past 5 months, I mean, every one of them, whether it's been a brim or a perch, I've live scoped it. Every one of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hadn't caught one just casting in 5 months.
Yeah. I mean, that's not a bad thing though. Like if you have the technology, use it.
Yeah, use it.
No doubt.
What's some of the more, I guess, like important things you think that live scope, fishing with live scope have taught you?
That no matter what, bass, if you throw anything within 10 foot of them, they are going to react at some sort of way. They're going to either move towards it, move away from it, position themselves looking at it. They're going to kind of turn. If you know what you're looking at on scope, you can see when they turn, they kind of glow harder. And they always are going to move to position themselves towards or away from the bait. Yeah. And whenever you see one that you think's a bass and you throw and your bait gets close to it, if it doesn't do anything, it's not a bass.
Yeah. You think that's every time, or you think just keep throwing it until you get a reaction out of it?
Every time. It's always going to be the first time it sees it. Like if you throw at him and he knows what it is and swims away from it, you may not get another reaction out of him. But first sight of the bait, if you present it right, he's going to do something.
Yeah. We had, the Garmin guru. You know him? Trandy Carpenter. We had him in here last week. That episode actually went live today, but we had him in here, and him and William. Have you listened to it yet?
I watched it, yeah.
Okay. So
it.
one thing and this is crappie, but one thing that they were talking about with crappie, he said that you do not leave a crappie unless it reacts. If you know, because it's a crappie, like you can tell. Like
yes.
A lot easier. Most of the time, a lot easier. Even if they're solo out there, one fish, or just one fish, you can tell it's a crappie. A lot of times, it's harder to tell if it's a bass. But both of them agree. They said never leave a crappie until you get a reaction. That reaction may be leaving the area 100 miles an hour, but do not leave that crappie until you get a reaction. And the same with bass.
Pretty much.
I'm asking, do you think it's the same with bass?
It's pretty much the same.
Yeah.
But bass, see, a crappie, if you drop a jig on it, you can drop a jig literally right on a crappie and it like a suspended one, and he may not even move. It may look like it's just a piece of grass sitting under the water suspended because of how little movement they'll give sometimes, unless you position the bait and present it right the way they want it. And a bass, if you put it within 3 feet of them, they're going to do something. Like something.
They'll react.
They will do something.
So.
And that's the surefire way of knowing it's a bass. And then the next thing is making it bite.
Yeah. That's the hard part.
That is the hard part.
Yeah.
I know one thing it's, or a couple of things live scope has taught me. It's first off, now you see how many fish you actually spook.
Yeah.
And how many are down there.
Yeah, absolutely. How many's down there, or how many follow your bait that you never knew happened. I'm talking about follow at 10, 15, 20 feet and then turn around and swim off.
I take people all the time that have fished caney their whole lives. And dude, in like the first 10 minutes of fishing, they'll say they never knew there was that many big fish that were even in the lake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People don't realize because there's so much dead water out there too. Like there's so many areas you can go to and not see any. And then you'll pull up on a stretch, it's 100 yards long and they're just everywhere. Yeah. Big ones scattered. They're not like 1,000 through there, but they're just dot, big ones just scattered through there everywhere.
Yeah, well, that trip we took a month and a half or so ago, I was working with the fish and he said, man, get it in, throw it this one. Here's one bigger. Reel that thing in. So they were everywhere.
It's unreal what's down there that you don't even know is there.
Yeah. Is Caney, is that your favorite place to go fish?
No.
Here locally, let me ask
Yeah,
you. Here
local.
locally?
Locally, yes.
Yeah. Where's your favorite?
Overall, my favorite place to fish is Lake St. Clair or Lake Champlain.
Really? Big
No
smallmouth.
doubt.
Why is that?
Smallmouth are so stupid. Like, they are dumb. I was catching them up north by throwing a drop shot to them. They'd be suspended. They'd be in 25 foot and they'd be 15 feet off the bottom. You'd throw a drop shot to them with a half ounce weight and it's just shooting down past them and they'll catch it and you'll just see the weight swimming around under them.
Really?
They're just so aggressive. They're
It's
going to
unreal.
react.
Do you think that's what it is? You think they're more aggressive than they are dumb or a little bit of both?
Nobody fishes for them up there. You've got these lakes that are so big and everybody musky fish and pike fish and walleye fishing over everything else. Walleye is everything up there and nobody really fishes for them. Around here, everybody that goes out is bass fishing. Most people don't, like a bunch of the people up north, I think people down south, there's more people in the south that have electronics than there is people up north because everybody around here's got a bass boat and stuff. Everybody up north's got like a Lund
Yeah.
and all these big deep
hole.
Yep, deep holes. Nobody really knows up there that they know, but people don't really just go out in the middle and live scope for them. Like Lake St. Clair, you'd run out to the middle of the lake. Yeah, the lake's a cereal bowl. There's no drops or humps or nothing. It just slowly tapers out. And you just put your trolling motor on 10 and you'd troll for about 2 miles. And if you catch one, you drop a waypoint right there. And then you'd keep going. You may not catch another one. You'd turn around. You'd go to the right a half mile from that waypoint and you'd troll right across it. And then you'd kind of just do a X and then go through and through. And then everywhere you'd catch one at the end, you'd end up having a circle, and that's where they were, that area.
Where are the Bass Live guys? Where are they at right now? Or where were they just at?
St. Lawrence River.
Yeah.
That's where the waves, I don't remember the names of the guys. I don't keep up with it that good, but that one dude that he went and caught.
On Lake Ontario.
Oh, that's what, yeah, Lake Ontario. I mean, he caught like the smallmouth that he was catching. I mean, they look like they weren't literally 13 pounds, but they were massive.
Yeah,
They're
they were big.
with 5-6 foot waves is what it looked like. Then the one dude got sick after he caught a fish. He's like, y'all might see me throw up here in a little bit.
I know exactly what you're
Yeah,
talking
and he
about.
leaned over and threw up and went back, started catching them again.
Yeah.
But did you see the live scope footage of that one?
Of Robert G, yes,
Yes.
that was amazing.
Did you see
Those
that?
are all
I've never seen that one
huge.
yet,
Oh, dude.
Sitting off that break, there was just giant smallmouth everywhere. It was unreal. I've never seen anything like it.
I'm going to see if I can find it really quick. What was
Okay,
it?
go to
Good.
shorts.
Yep.
Go down a hair, right
Yep.
there.
All right. Oh, here it is. All right, check
With
this
the
out.
live scope, yeah.
Yeah, watch this right here.
Look at them on the bottom.
Yeah, look at that.
Look at how many giant smallmouth that is, Gage.
May not be any audio to
Look
it.
at him.
Look at that.
Watch, there's one's going to shoot up and eat it because he gets aggressive towards the other ones. That's how they eat a glide bait, but a lot quicker.
And, you know, he's
That
constantly
one right
pulling
there
it
that's
away.
coming up's finna eat it.
It's not like he's dropped it and letting them
Yeah, no, he's
take
steady
it. He's
just
steady
fishing it.
pulling it. Look at that. But like, that's not it though. He does it again and again. Do you do
Yeah.
it 3 or 4 times on that? Do you remember?
Wait, what do you mean?
Like catching multiple
Fish out of
Oh, dude, he did it like 10 times.
Oh, was it that many? Okay.
Yeah. That's 5-pounders. Every one of them are 5 pounds.
Yeah, that's what he said. He said, well, Robert G, he's not getting off this spot anytime soon.
And then the Johnston brothers screwed him over.
Uh-oh.
The last day, they both sat on it and
Really?
forced him out of it. Or what did they do, Gage? Do you know what I'm talking about? One of them, neither one of them fished it either days. And then they pulled up and hole sat it. And the guy that hole sat it was in 31st. He kept Robert G off of it and let his brother that was in like 4th come back and win.
Really?
That's a very clean way to win. But I'm going to tell you, that was impressive. I had to find that video and show you. That was
No, I have to
was
go home
amazing.
and watch all that.
dude, that was That was wild stuff. So, like, besides just live scope, what other? I mean, side imaging, down imaging, all that. Is that pretty?
Those are all important too. But I'm gonna be 100% honest with you. I have mostly gotten to where I use just the map and live scope now. Like, I don't really use my side scan and stuff as much. It definitely for smallmouth fisheries, I don't utilize it at all. But largemouth fishings, I use it too, but not as much as I used to.
So, are you using like your topo maps, like looking at?
Yeah, like contour maps.
Yeah.
Looking at the lake.
Yeah. Well, that's another thing that we just talked about is the last podcast we did here is to talk about like going into the fall, how to catch crappie, not just how to catch them, but like how to locate them.
Find the bait.
Yeah. Well, and that's one thing they said and to find the bait, you know, like the background that we have right here, like those topo lines or the contour maps, like you're talking about, that's what we broke down and was able to go and look at to see here, you know, I'd go and look at this area for this kind of bait if I was fishing bass or crappie or whatever. And so that's some good King Springs water, isn't it?
It is.
It's mighty fine. It's real good. So what do you got coming up?
I'm guiding and trying to get sponsors right now, trying to get more sponsors to help me out, because if I can come up with the funds, I'm going to fish MLF next year and fish the Bassmaster Opens and try and make the elites.
Nice.
Okay. I just don't have the funds to do it right now.
Man, it takes a lot of money to do that.
It takes so much more than people think.
Yeah, there's a lot of dreams that people have had about wanting to go and fish on that level, and they could win it. They could be the best of the best. They just didn't have the support or the funds to be able to get them there. It's expensive.
That's the leading problem, is that what you just said. A lot of people that could do it that just can't afford it. That's what I've been worried about.
Yeah,
it's
on
expensive.
the Opens, you got to fish all 9 events.
Yes.
Now, right?
So, I mean, it would cost about $40,000 to fish the Opens, and then another 70 to fish mine.
That's strong. I mean, again, that's a lot of money. That's over. I mean,
Before
it's
you ever wet a
110,
hook.
but yeah, I mean, you're talking about 110, but easily over $100,000
Easy to fish both
just
those,
to
no
fish
doubt.
both of those. That's more than what most people make in a year.
Oh, absolutely.
That's more than what most households bring in a year.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
And you're gambling. You're not guaranteed a check in that.
Look, high risk, high reward, though.
Yeah.
You're kind of betting on yourself. It's not so much as a casino as in terms of anything being rigged. It's all about what you can do.
Yeah. Well, and there's the same thing with hunting, being at the right place at the right time. Like you said a while ago, I know you said it just like out of fun and just, you know, playing on it a little bit, but Wheeler, probably the best fisherman alive or to ever live, and you beat him 2 times in a row in 2 different tournaments. Like you placed higher than him. And that's not, I'm not saying that sounds rude when I'm trying to say like, they're not better. You know what I'm trying to say? Like he's the GOAT and you beat him twice. And so there's being at the right place at the right time has a lot to do with it, but you also don't get to where you're at in this space right now just off of luck.
There you go. You got to make your own luck.
You got to make your own luck.
That's right.
Roll them dice. So, give me some tips. What are some things that you're thinking of that help get you through? People listening, they're like, man, I want to go out there and see some big carp looking fish. What's some things? Give us some insider stuff.
First off, don't give up. Don't go to the bank. Find the bait, not just the bait balls, the big gizzard shad on the bottom, hard bottom, and then structure in terms of timber and grass. That's the big thing. And all the change in the bottom, like where there's a hole, where there's an impression on the bottom, where there's a rise, a hump, stuff like that holds timber. And all those humps and hard spot, or all these humps are mostly harder bottom. And the harder bottom that has trees, that's where you want to look. That's what I do.
Is that throughout the year, or is that just kind of going into the fall or even
I'm going to
winter?
be 100% honest with you.
Lay it on me.
You can catch them up until the spawn in the same areas every year. And you can fish one area from, let's see, May through January and catch them same area, same size fish, if you have the right areas.
Yeah.
Because the bait stays there. Like in about 2 months, the areas that I'm catching them in, the gizzard shad are going to move out and the bar fish are going to move there, and they're still going to sit there and eat them.
Really?
And them really big ones, sometimes they don't move as much as people think they do. Now, bass move a whole lot, but there's certain areas that you got to look for. They do 4 things. They travel, they rest, they spawn, and then they feed. If you can find where they feed, there you go. And all these spots they pull up and feed on.
Sounds pretty simple.
Yeah.
Once you know what you're looking for, it is, though, isn't it?
Once you understand everything about it, it's simple, but understanding everything about it's extremely hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was on Caney last Tuesday, and you're just fishing. You see fish breaking on the surface, schooling, pretty
They
much
don't
all
bite
over
anything.
that lake. But yeah, you got to be right on top of them if you're going to try to catch one of them. But you see fish breaking all over the surface.
Bass, especially largemouth, are a lot smarter than people think they are. They are so smart. And the thing about what I do is I just throw it as many as I can a day.
Yeah. You said Wheeler earlier, and I hate to keep bringing him up, but that's one thing that he said before, that you get in front of as many fish as you can, one of them's going to bite.
That's right.
And I heard he told somebody, I don't know if that was the other podcast or not, but he was talking about, or someone said, like, why you just run and gun? Like, just wide open. It seems like as fast as you can go, like that's your style. I don't know if that was in general or just that particular tournament. And that's what he said. He said, I want to get in front of as many fish as I can.
That's what I do. You can ask him. Tell him about St. Clair and about throwing you out.
Oh, yeah. Keeps the trolling motor on 100 all the time. And I about got thrown out a couple times.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I don't slow down. I'm wide open from the time the boat hits the water to the time it comes off.
Yeah.
It's worked, so I'm gonna keep doing it.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. It absolutely has worked. So what kind of stuff are you running on, like from trolling motor to graphs?
I run a Minn Kota Ultrex for the trolling motor. There's a lot of people that run different things, but I think the best live scoping trolling motor is the Ultrex. Now, them things have got some crappy parts on them. Like, they don't have the best, let's see, stuff breaks, stuff that shouldn't, but it does. They just fall apart, it seems like. But over time, if you're hard on one, things break. If you just go out every Saturday or twice a week, you're fine. But when you have it on 10 going back and forth, stuff cracks, pieces break. But I think they're the best for live scoping, and I run Garmin for my live scope.
Yeah. Are you on the 1 or 2 transducers?
I run the LVS 34 transducer.
You run just one of them, or
One.
just one? I know people, I think when Milliken, when he started doing it, you'd see on some of his videos, he wasn't showing it, but he'd pull the trolling motor up, and he had the 1 in perspective and then the 1 in forward facing.
A lot of people
and then
have
that started picking up, and it's gotten more and more popular. And I don't know who told us, but I think you were part of it. They said that they run it at the back now.
Yeah, they got them all around
I
it.
said that last time we were here.
Oh, that's what it was.
For
Yeah.
idling, it's unreal.
That's what it was.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
I just don't have the funds for it.
They're stout. What graphs are you running?
Lowrance, Humminbird, and Garmin.
Yeah.
All of them.
Yeah.
They've all got their own thing that they're the best at.
Oh, yeah.
100%.
Yeah. So Garmin, best on live scope.
No doubt.
Lowrance is best on side imaging and down scan. And then
Lowrance has the best, for certain lakes, Lowrance has the best mapping. The side scan's wonderful on it. Down scan's wonderful on it. But Humminbird on certain maps certain lakes blows every map out of the water.
Mm-hmm.
And their side scan's so much better than everything else. Like, their side scan is so clear.
Yeah, I think about the picture they showed or the video that Humminbird put out, had all the tires down there, and like the little tits, like the little pieces
Yeah.
of rubber and you find on new tires, you could almost see
Little
those little knobbies. It was crazy. And I think about that every time I think when someone says, man, this is the best side scan. I'm like, I don't know if it'll do that though. That's pretty dang solid.
Humminbird's got side scan on lock. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah. Have y'all seen the new live scope? The one, it's like a wish.com is what it looks like, but it's like maybe $400 or $500, I think.
It came out at iCast or something, maybe.
Do what?
I don't know, but it's like,
Yeah,
it's
something's-
cheap, but you plug it directly into your iPad.
Yeah.
It has, I mean,
It's a Japanese company come up with it.
Yeah.
But it came out at iCast. So
I didn't even hear about that.
I didn't know. It must not have went very big.
No, I mean, I think I may be wrong. I think they've released, or it's released, but I think they've sold out twice. I think both times. But I mean, okay, who does, like Trendy said he's tried to buy it and it's sold out. But again, I don't know how good it is. I don't know, but I've seen videos, and I mean, this is.
I'm sure for like kayaks and stuff and
No, I mean,
pond fishing, it would be amazing.
From what their claim is. I mean, this is something you put on your boat and you're ready to go fish a tournament. Like it's as good as anything else made. That's their claim.
yeah, no black box or anything.
Yeah,
just
it's
plugs
all. Yep, and it looks like an LVS 32.
That
Pretty
is
similar.
weird.
I mean, or a 34. Like it looks. It's not much
That
bigger than
shape
that.
and
Yeah, that
everything.
shape. Like it's not like it's a huge transducer this big.
I will
Sticking down.
definitely be looking into that whenever I get done.
I don't remember the name of it. We talked. We just talked about it the other day.
Yeah, I watched the video on it during iCast. Somebody stopped by the booth.
Oh, y'all had an iCast booth?
No. Just watching it on YouTube.
I got you.
Accufy.
I've heard of that, I think.
Accufy. Yep. It's it's pretty crazy. It's like $400 or $500, I think is what. And that may be wrong. It may have been more expensive or could have been less. But I think I remember seeing like $400 or $500. But yes, just plug and play. Plug it. I don't know what kind of adapter you need, but you just plug it into your iPad, put it on like a round mount, put your iPad up there, and let her bump.
That is wild. I did not know nothing about that.
We'll see as once people start putting more videos and stuff out, we'll start seeing what kind of quality it is.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, ain't but one way to find out.
Try it out.
Yeah. Well, leading into the fall, what does fishing look like? I mean, I know you said some of the stuff that's coming up, but for fun fishing and kind of going out there and getting better, you have your weekend warriors like myself. That's about the only time I get to go out there and fish. What do I need to be looking for going towards the fall and even into the winter months? Because I know y'all love. I mean, clearly by that picture we had up a while ago, y'all done really good in December. So
Look for the bait.
Yeah.
Bait is everything.
So am I looking for big balls of bait like kind of am with crappie, or am I looking for smaller?
Big balls of bait. If you're trying to catch just a bunch of them.
Yeah.
If you want to catch big ones, just big Roman, gizzard, shad
Yeah.
on hard spots.
Yeah.
That's where I'm catching the big ones at.
Yeah. Do you feel like the big fish, the big bass, they're kind of lurking in the shadows? Like if you go and you find a bunch of bass schooled up and they're just hammering all the fish or all the bait, do you think the bigger bass are kind of on the outskirts of it?
I'm gonna be 100% honest here. I've come to find out that where there's little ones, there ain't very many big ones.
Yeah.
The big ones are in their own realm. Wouldn't you say so, Gage?
Yeah,
Like where
because
we
I mean,
catch
the
the
little
big
ones, the little ones just, they're so competitive. They're quick. Like, there's not much for the big ones to do. They can't get around as quick as the little ones. They're more competitive.
100% agree. Them big ones, where I catch my really big ones, like I told him, I was like, we're not going to catch one under 4 pounds probably. If we do, it would be surprising. And where I catch them big ones, we only catch big ones.
Yeah. So when you look at a new lake, do you go and you pull up the contours, like the topo map of that lake, and you look and be like, right now, if you pulled one up of Darbone or somewhere around here, it'd be pretty easy for you to figure out where you could go and catch some fish?
It would be easy to figure out where to look. And then once I found somewhere that I could catch them, then I would just duplicate it.
Yeah. So just go and look at that area on the map and be like, okay, this looks like a good spot that I could go catch them. Go and check that spot out. If they're there, be like, all right, that's pretty good. I'm going to catch them. Now we find another spot on the map that looks similar to that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Same type of contour change. That's what you look for.
Yeah.
And normally you can duplicate it. Once you figure out where them big ones live, it's easy to find more.
Yeah.
Like really easy.
Yeah. Where do you think the state of fishing is going with all the upgrades in electronics?
Some people say it's getting worse, but I don't think it is. I don't think it's hurting fishing at all.
I think the only people that say it's getting worse are the people that aren't using it.
100%.
That's what I may be wrong.
Are the people that use it but still get beat by it.
Yeah, that's a tough pill to swallow. Especially when you reject something as hard as you reject it. And then, not saying that they are doubting themselves or regretting not getting on that bandwagon, but that's got to be a tough pill to swallow when you're getting smoked by something that you hate. That's got to suck.
Yeah, no doubt.
And so like AI, that's one thing I told Richard the other day. We were talking. I was like, I know this sounds crazy, especially to Richard. I was like, just hear me out. The time is coming. I may be wrong, but I know like all the camera gear and the computer stuff that I use, I know how far AI has gotten with that. Like it's stupid. Like even the voiceover stuff, I can go into instead of me going and paying someone $100 for a voiceover, I can subscribe to Artlist, go and say, I need Western sounding Sam Elliott kind of voice. You know who that is, Sam Elliott? I had to pull the fish.
They're a little young.
Yeah, look, people make jokes about that to me all the time. Y'all, you're probably too young. You would know him. He does all the Dodge commercials. Skinny fellow with a huge
I know exactly
mustache.
who you're talking about now.
You'd know him for
voice
sure.
for sure.
Yeah, you'd absolutely know the voice. But I could go in to Artlist and I could say, but I could pick through the different voices I wanted. I could find what I wanted, type in the script of what I needed,
you want read out.
hit generate, and I'm talking about within 4 seconds, it's going to populate a voice. It could be 2 paragraphs, and like the pronunciation of the words is how I want it. And if not, I can go in and change it on pronunciation on those certain words. It sounds as real. It sounds better. I mean, anybody sounds better than me talking, but it definitely sounds better and more realistic than us sitting right here. And it happens that fast. Yeah. So my point is going into fishing. I told Richard, I said, it won't be long that you're going to be able to go and pull up, just how you said, looking at the contours, that AI, you're going to be able to drop that Garmin, whoever's going to have it, they're going to be able to drop that transducer down in the water, and it's going to use AI, which is a generic thing, but still, it's going to be able to pull all the information you need and say, here's the area of the lake you need to go fish. It's going to instantly pull up topo maps, like are the contours of the lake, current temperatures, weather patterns leading up to that point, people posting pictures, like the thing about your phone. I do this with Nick all the time. Nick Joyner? That's my brother-in-law. And so he freaking awesome, bad to the bone. Well, the only reason I catch fish is because I get his leftovers. He'll go and he'll take a picture of a selfie or like, look at this big old fish. And it'll be like a 7-pounder. And he'll send me a picture. Well, I go and I save it on my phone and swipe up and look at the maps on my GPS to see where it was. And then I'll go and catch it. But using GPS from pictures other people posted, or there's ways that it's going to be able to pull that data and tell you where to go catch fish, which is hard to believe, but also 10, 15 or 20 years ago, people think that live scope would be a thing.
I think what you're saying will happen, but I don't think it'll be very effective.
Probably not. Because
they move and change so much.
Yeah.
But I definitely think that'll be a thing at some point in time.
Yeah.
But I don't think it could take your person that just goes out there and doesn't catch anything and they just start catching them. I don't think it would do that.
But the same thing with live scope right now. If you don't know how to, if you can go out there with live scope, as awesome as it is, if you don't know how to use it and you're not really good at it, you can go catch some crappie with it if someone helps you set it up. But right. Bass, there's no way in the world you're going and you're catching a largemouth using live scope if you don't know how to use it.
Yeah, they are so smart, and they don't just swim around everywhere like crappie do. Crappie just swim everywhere. Like, they are everywhere.
Yeah.
And you can just go out in the middle of a lake and troll around and find them. But bass are different, smart, real smart.
Yeah, largemouth anyways.
Yes. Smallmouth are pretty dumb.
Have you fished for smallmouth before?
I hadn't.
When are we going? You got a boat to do it.
Yeah, that's true. I'm off tomorrow, but they're a long ways off.
Well, for all my sponsors, I'm going to St. Lawrence River this coming up year. Y'all can come up there. Come fishing with me.
We'll have to go up there and do a podcast.
Oh, that'd be amazing.
and on the boat podcast.
I was just fixing to say on the boat, catching
live.
big ones.
Yeah. Trandy, his ears are perking up right now. He ain't even here and he's listening.
That's
He's like,
right.
oh man, on the boat podcast live. Let's do it.
He's been talking about one.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's awesome. I'm glad y'all came on.
No doubt, me too.
And Gage, I appreciate you.
Yes, sir.
A man of many words. Man, you got my ears hurting after all this.
I don't know. I don't have much to say about it. Like
Everything you said, though, has been good and it's been important.
Yeah.
So you listen and talk when you need to talk. That's good.
About what I do.
That's why you're so good at catching them fish.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah. Well, we are leading into the fall. We got dove season coming up in 2.5, 3 weeks, something like that.
Yep.
Do y'all dove hunt or duck hunt or deer hunt?
Yeah, I'm ready for dove season.
Yeah.
I'll go dove hunting and then like early bow season, and then I'll duck hunt a few times. Other than that, I'm fishing.
Yeah. Yeah.
'Cause
What about
I don't
you?
know. I like fall fishing's okay. I just rather fish in the wintertime. So that's why I go ahead and knock out my hunting early so I can fish in the winter.
Yeah. So you like to kind of skip fall.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's a happening time for a lot of people. Hopefully after listening to this podcast, well, hopefully not for y'all, but hopefully for everybody else, they'll hear this podcast and want to go and get after them on them this winter. And the boat ramp's going to be a little bit more full. So y'all going to have some competition after coming on this one.
It'll be all right.
Yeah.
I'm probably not going to do a whole bunch of hunting this year because every day that I go hunting and don't go fishing, I don't get any better. And if I want to be the best, I need to get better every day.
It's something you're serious about, ain't it?
Oh, yeah, ask him.
Oh, yeah.
Like, really serious. I don't know what I'd do if I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
I would be a depressed person. It would not look good for me.
Yeah.
I don't know what else would you do?
I don't know. I have no idea.
Well, hopefully you won't have to figure out.
Yeah.
Hopefully I won't. I'm praying I don't
Yeah.
And right now you're booking, trips for
this
I guess
winter. and
December through February or
yes,
so.
sir.
Yeah, if you want to go catch big ones, that's your time for sure.
Hit me up.
I'm going to have to get with you pretty quick and we'll go out.
All right.
I'll bring my camera and we can get some pictures and all that kind of stuff as well.
Good footage. and-
Sweet. Heck yeah.
You do. It'd be some fun stuff. I'm going to be better than your other camera guy. I'm not wearing, in the wintertime, I'm going to come out there dressed to impress. I am not wearing any
I don't blame you.
any sweatpants or just sweatpants and a hoodie.
I don't do that either. I'd rather be too hot than too cold.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
always easy to take it off.
Yeah,
If
that's
you
what
don't
I
have it, it's
say.
hard to put it on.
Yeah,
If you
absolutely.
don't have it with you.
Yeah, I agree.
Well, you said you bow hunt.
I do.
Have you signed up for the Hoyt giveaway that we're doing?
I have not.
You need to. I'll show you before we leave, but go to spotteddogsportinggoods.com and you'll see a banner at the top of the bow. It's a 2024 Hoyt Alpha X30 and it's loaded.
Fully rigged out.
I'm talking about rigged out, loaded to the gills. And so you ought to go and sign up for it.
Do we come up with when are we going to draw?
Friday the 13th in September.
That's
So
right,
September 13th. Yep. We're going to draw then. So today's the 19th of August. Yeah. So we still have a little bit of time, but we're pushing it. We just announced it and we're right at 1,000 participants and sign up so far.
That is sweet.
Yep. So again, Hoyt bow giveaway, get everything but the arrows. So
Right now, it doesn't have any misses in it. He's
no
maybe
misses.
killed a few with it.
I think we need to have a spotted dog big bass tournament.
we've talked about
We
that
have
too.
talked about it.
We absolutely have talked about that, doing the weigh-in and everything down at the store.
Yeah. Just got to figure out the logistics of where to have it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because we're right on the Washita River, but
No,
yeah.
no, no, big no.
Yeah. We said big bass, so it kind of may throw the river out. But,
Yeah.
The river is just not what it used to be.
No, it's dead. Dead.
taking
Dead.
6 or 7 pounds to win tournaments.
On
Reset.
5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, 5.
So we were fishing. What tournament was that? Well, there was a tournament last year. So it's one of the hourly tournaments. I don't remember which one it was, but it was on Washita River last year. And
Me and Gage did good in that one,
yeah,
I think.
So I'm not gonna say the body of water because y'all may want to not want everyone to know where y'all fish, but it was at the very back off the Washita River, and getting back there, the water was. I mean, it was like inches deep. It was super, super shallow. And me and Nick, we got out there. We were pretty early. Well, we heard a boat coming through. I remember telling you about this. You may not remember, but we heard something. I'm talking about just freaking hammering on it. And because it's literally inches of water. Like it is, you almost had to get out to push through it. It was so shallow. And of course, me and my boat, like it's still new at the time. Even now, I'm still like taking it easy. I'm like, hey, Nick, can I get around that little stump or whatever? You know, so shallow. And these cats come through there just, I mean, freaking slinging mud and stuff as far as the eye could see. And anyhow, y'all got back there and y'all definitely outfished us on that body of water for sure.
Wait, was that us?
Yes, it was y'all. Matter of fact, there was an alligator snapping turtle. This is no joke. I'm being as honest as I thought.
Oh, I didn't know you were talking about us.
No, it was y'all. Yeah. No,
that
this
definitely
was y'all.
Sounds like us.
No, it was y'all. It was. I saw that blonde head blowing in the wind. It was there was a alligator snapping turtle. Wasn't as big as the logo up there. I mean, it's half as big as it was as big, if not bigger, than a 55-gallon drum. It was massive. And so I had a 22 pistol in my boat, and so I was going to pull it out and shoot that. I was going to smoke him. I didn't know if you could or not, but I'm glad it didn't work out at this point because I don't think you probably could.
Yeah.
But can you shoot alligators?
Yeah. You shoot anything, just don't get caught.
Well, we were videoing it, so I didn't know. But anyhow, we were y'all came. We were back kind of on some little bit of flooded. This wasn't necessarily flooded, but it was on some button willows and back of some trees. And he was walking the edge of that bank, and dude, y'all came. I mean, talking about flying through there, and he shot out. Was like not super fast, but he got in the water before we can get up there to him. And I was like, "Them sorry son of a guns." I was like, "I hope they throw a freaking prop." Anyhow, y'all didn't. Y'all won the hour. So,
dude, we won an hour with a 0.96 pound bass that tournament.
Jeez.
Yeah, it was rough.
What tournament was that?
Oh, I know. It was that Sheriff's Big Bass tournament. If I'm
Is that
not
what it
mistaken.
was?
The
Yep, I think
OPSO.
so.
If I'm not
Yeah, no,
mistaken.
it's the one put on by the Big Splash or whatever.
Yeah,
put
and
on
it
by
was
West
held
Road.
at Lazar.
Yep, that's right.
Because
Yep.
we ran from there. No, we put in at Joe Bob's. We ran to where we're talking about. We ran and weighed that fish. We ran back all the way up there to where we're talking about. Caught another one, ran back, weighed him, and then ran back, and then caught another one and ran back. And we got back to the boat ramp with like half a gallon left in the boat.
I don't know how we made it back.
I don't either.
We put in at the Sterlington Bridge, and which is a pretty good haul. It's not that far for y'all, but for that 18-foot express I have with a 90-horse show running 41 miles an hour
that's a long way.
up current, which you're really only running about 34. That's fast.
Yeah.
I mean, that's slow.
That's a long
Sorry.
way.
That's a slow trip. And we didn't get to weigh anything in, but pre-fishing, we smoked them pre-fishing. It was stupid with a frog.
Really?
Oh, dude, we smoked them. But out there fishing that day, we didn't weigh a fish in.
Caught all ours on tube. Flipping, and boy, did it suck. Was that you or me that caught that giant perch on the tube?
I think it was you.
Oh, I'm going to tell you, one of us caught a gigantic crappie on
You
a
fillet
tube.
him?
He was too big fitting live well.
That's a big crappie.
I'll tell you what, he about pulled me in trying to get him in. I don't know if I caught him or not, but it was a big one. Thing was over 2 pounds probably.
Jeez.
It was a big one. And it was terrible. The river is dead.
Yeah. Well, I do want to ask you about this real quick. So going and fishing, the little hover baits, little juggle minnows, stuff like that, that's gained in popularity. Well, that's become my favorite way to fish them. I love fishing, going out there and targeting those bass specifically. I don't know what the Robert G was fishing with on those fish.
He was shaking a minnow too.
Okay. Yeah. So that style has become my favorite way to catch bass. Like I absolutely love it. I'd rather catch a couple, 2 or 3 a day fishing like that than I would catching 10 or 20 with a spinnerbait or chatterbait along the bank. But any tips, anything that someone pretty new at?
Keep it above them.
Yeah.
Don't let it get under them.
Yep.
And when they start coming quick, you start moving it quick.
Yeah.
Don't let it sit there.
Just keep rolling it in.
Work
I
it
have actually
quick.
started doing that same thing for crappie. And
Really?
it works.
Yes,
I thought about
no
jumping
doubt.
in tournaments doing it because I'm fishing with the same bait I would for bass, but I'm just catching bigger crappie doing that
Really?
exact same thing.
Same here.
Really?
Did
So
it
you're
on
doing like
Darbone.
2.5, 3 inch little Kitech or little
Yeah,
fish?
just the same exact thing you use for bass. So I've thought about jumping in some crappie tournaments because I'm like, it's working, so why not?
So are you doing that on schools of crappie, or are you just seeing crappie like on trees and stuff
Just
like
single suspended ones.
that? Yeah.
And, you know, to me, they're easier to catch than bass. So
Yeah.
you come across, you might throw it 3 and one of them's going to bite.
Yeah.
100% agree.
That's why we even talked about getting in a crappie trail
We
for
definitely did do that. We've been
you know,
talking about it.
all the crappie guys keep their live scopes real close. So we're stretching them out at 100, 120 foot doing that and catching them like that.
You know, a crappie return, a 2 pound crappie, I won't say 1.5 pounds. I don't know if I've seen a 2 pound crappie or that I've caught a 2 pound crappie, but a 1.5 pound crappie on a live scope, the return, I mean, you have tail separation on a 1.5 pound crappie, but you don't have it on a 1.5, 2 pound. I mean, you got to get 4+ pounds before you start getting any kind of separation on it.
3.
3? So you got to
get
get
a
3+
little bit
pounds.
about
So
a 3.
twice as big, but those crappie, you can see, you know, when it's a crappie.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you can see the I don't know if it's because they're so tall or what, but you could literally see the fins moving 40 or 50 feet swimming in the water.
No doubt. I agree.
You know it's a crappie. Where are we going in the morning?
I'm probably headed to Darbone.
Are you?
Yeah.
He's going to Darbon Landing. You know what? I might can go in the morning.
Oh,
Let me tell you something. These two guys right here, they're going to end up firing me because I have work that we have tax-free weekend.
Yeah.
I have work that needs to be done. I'm going to be out there with you in the morning. We're going to be having a good time. And at the end, he's going to say, hey, Nolan, just don't worry about coming back to the store anymore. We'll still come fishing, but you can't do that. That's what would happen if I went tomorrow. So I can't go tomorrow.
Well, darn.
Unless you just hold me to it. If you make me, I got to do what you say. So, but
have a boat, we'll travel.
I'll bring this iPad with me. We'll get it done there. Well, cool, guys. I really appreciate y'all coming on. You got anything else you want to say? I mean, I definitely want you to drop your information.
Yeah.
People wanting to book with you. I mean, guys, literally, this is not me hyping him up. You are, if not the most popular guide in this area, you are definitely one of the most popular guides, and you're 19 years old. You're fun. We never know what you're going to say. Like there's, I mean,
That is the one thing about me.
almost, and I told Michael, I was like, we're going to go in. I'm like, all right, here's some rules. Here's some things we can't say. We can, some stuff like that. And I didn't do it. It's like, we'll just wing it and I'll just cut it out. But other than cutting out the one little part earlier, trying to find that video, which nobody said anything, y'all did great. You did great. Gage over there flapping his jaws the whole time. But anyhow, I want you to drop your information and let everybody know. I mean, you are definitely a top tier guide, and just not even Northeast Louisiana, but North Louisiana. And you know where they are. And so anyhow, let people know how to reach out to you.
Colby Dark Fishing on Facebook, same as Instagram. You can look me up on there and get a hold of me from there.
So it's Colby Dark, not Dart with a dark. Just letting everybody know.
D-A-R-K.
D-A-R-K. Dark Fishing. Colby Dark Fishing. Is that what it was?
That is correct.
Yep. So what a day, I mean, do you have day rates or is it half day? What does that kind of stuff
I've
look like?
gotten to where I do only just days. Like it's $750 a day.
Yeah. Nice. That's still not all that much for what you're getting. Cause like your people aren't, like you said, you didn't go out there just to catch fish. He taught you more about electronics in a short amount of time.
Yeah, I mean, we went over everything.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that's what most people don't realize till they go with me is just how much you learn from seeing it, like seeing the fish and how to change when they react and everything about it. People don't realize that till they see it.
Yeah.
And your chances of catching a double digit with him are higher than any other guide I've ever been with, like out of state and everything.
well, we
yeah,
looked at 'em.
there's people that'll pay $20,000 to shoot a deer. $750 catch 10 pounder ain't a bad deal.
Yeah.
Especially when you get to fillet him after it's all said and done. You get to eat him.
No, we don't flay them. We eat them whole.
There you go. Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Well, boys, I appreciate y'all coming on, man. I'm really glad y'all did. This is some fun stuff. And we'll have to do it again. I know we kind of got into more of the technical side of things and talking about you and kind of where you're wanting to take this journey of yours that you love so much and you put a lot of work into. But I want to get into some of the stories, talking about crossing over the border, and that we'll save that for the next one.
Yeah.
I would love to come do another one.
We absolutely will.
Trust me, me and him have some good stories together.
Oh, I know y'all do. I've heard through the grapevine. Tyler, him and Nick, they've told me a lot.
Oh God,
a lot of them. And so we may have to get Tyler in here, and
Tyler tell you about the time that we were at Eufaula, and on about midway up Eufaula, there's this bridge, and I had crossed over the bridge, or I'd went under the bridge, and I was out in the middle of the lake, and I'm not gonna say what I was doing. That comes at the end. Well, I'd crossed under the bridge about 20 minutes beforehand. Tyler comes running under the bridge and just sees this boat sitting out in the middle of it. And it's me sitting out there in the middle pooping. He just runs past me video and has no idea who it is, but he can just see something white hanging off the side of the boat. He comes past video and there I am, right out in the middle of the lake.
I'll get him to send me that video and we'll put it up here.
Right.
I have it.
Well, hold up. I'm joking, bro. I know you would. So look, when you book your trip with him, you do not have to worry about finding a bathroom. The bathroom is wherever you are.
Right.
Look, I'm gonna tell you what. Just so, don't cut this out. This is important. If you ever find yourself in a sticky situation out on the pond and can't get back to the bank, I'm gonna tell you this is actually 10 times more comfortable than going to the bank. You throttle, you push it down, you hang over the side, and you hold on to the steering wheel. It's comfortable. I can sit there for an hour. Like, I'm serious.
I thought you were gonna say something, maybe putting the power pole down.
No.
I've had somebody do that with
Jumping
mine.
in or
Well, I've had somebody do that in mine. You go and I don't know if it was Nick or not. I'm gonna say it's not. That way I don't throw it. That way I don't throw him out. Nick, I'm sorry, but I think it was Nick. I don't remember. But anyhow, let the power pole down. We were in some deeper water and let the power pole down. And he went. If it was Nick, whoever it was, went and sat on the back of it and got in the water.
Yeah.
And then I just put it on a very, very, very slow. And I was on the trolling motor, not the big motor.
I ain't doing that. It'd float up my back.
Yeah, we were going quick enough to let it wash away, but
Forget that. I'd rather just, dude. All you gotta do is you just hold on the steering wheel and just sit like this right here.
look, last poop story.
well, say it kind of took a crappy turn.
It did take a crappy turn. We look at Michael with the jokes. Dang, son. We were fishing out of Venice. We were yellowfin fishing several years ago on this huge boat. It was like a 40-something foot boat, and it had either 3 or 4 350 Mercuries on the back. And you know a Mercury, that sounds, there's not another motor out there that sounds as good. They may not be as strong as a Yamaha, but they sound better than anything else out there, I'm telling you.
Agreed.
And so he had 350 Mercuries on the back of this 40-something foot, huge, massive boat. We're out there, I think it's like 56 or 58 miles, this big rig called Medusa. And we were out there, I think that's about how far it was, but it was way, way out there. Well, the waves, they felt like they were 100 foot tall, and we all had the little double patches behind our ears, took medicine, everything else. We knew it was going to be a rough day. But down there, so expensive down there to fish like deep sea fish. You just go down there, inshore fish for a day, and then deep sea fish for a day. It's kind of how you split it up a lot of times. Well, that's what we did. We were all sick as could be, but everybody's throwing up except one of my buddies, and I won't name him. But he went, and we had to swap all of the, because the waves were too big. I mean, you couldn't poop outside the boat. Like, you couldn't poop over the side, off the back, anything. The waves were just way, way too big. So we had to move all the bait fish out of one live well into the other.
No.
He had to poop into the live well
No.
and then flushed it out the back. Sure did.
Oh,
yeah.
my
We didn't use that
goodness.
live well the rest of the time. Let me tell y'all something. That was some bad. I told God, I said, Jesus, if you ever get me back to land, I swear I'm never coming back out here again. And I ain't done it. And I'm ready to go back. I don't know if I'll be able to hold up to my end of the deal, but I'm ready to go back.
I've always wanted to do something like that. I've just never had the opportunity.
It was a bad deal. But I think we bought 150 pounds or 200 pounds. I don't remember. It was a lot of shrimp. There was a boat out there, a shrimp boat, and they were having motor problems and they couldn't get back. And they were literally pulling the nets up, and I was over there filming it, maybe with my phone or a drone or something. I don't remember. And they said, y'all want some shrimp? We're having boat problems and can't get them back. And anyhow, so we went, and I don't remember what we paid a pound, but it was super, super, super cheap. Way cheap. Way too cheap.
Can't get them any fresher either.
I mean, they were literally, we were videoing them pulling them out of the water. It was awesome. It was incredible. But all right, make sure, did you say your phone number a while ago? Or do you want to say your phone number?
816-2926. Just give me a call.
Yep. Call him, text him. Promise you'll have a lot of fun with him.
If I don't answer, I will definitely call you back. If somebody calls me, I always answer. It don't matter if it's a spam call, I'm going to answer it.
Be Joe Biden calling you, wanting to get that vote.
Ooh, I don't know what I'd say if I got on the phone with him.
Boys, I appreciate it. Michael, thank you for coming on as always.
Absolutely.
I appreciate it. So what time we going to meet at the ramp?
Was it daylight about 6?
All right. Well, Slade, don't worry about no more checks coming to me. I'll be a Darbone in the morning, baby. Richard's going to be pissed.
Oh, he'll get over it.
Yeah, he will. All right. Thank you guys so much. Appreciate y'all coming on. We'll see y'all next time.
Yep, we'll
Bye,
see y'all.
everybody. Good job, dude.